Hey everybody, Glenn here with another video. Today I was going to show you a common defect I've been finding on this year's Mosaic football. Just kind of as a heads up to people that are thinking about sending some cards in to get graded for Mosaic. I know last year Mosaic was pretty bad for surface related issues. And this year I thought they were doing quite a bit better, but as I was doing some pre-grading today, I noticed that there's a new defect that I haven't seen before that seems to be popping up on quite a few of these cards. So the first one we're going to look at, and it seems to me like it seems to be a common error with the Mosaic cards. So here you have a Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah rookie card, and I'm going to try to get some light on this, so give me a second here. So if you look real close, I'm going to try to get this in here so you can see it. If you look right here, all the way down, you can kind of see this weird little mark going right along that seam right there. Now, it doesn't look too bad to the eye. It doesn't look too bad, in normal light. But I want to show you what that looks like when using some of the tools that I used in my grading videos. So first we're going to go to the this is what I actually use to grade or to measure the centering, but it brings a scan in. So as you can kind of see it right here already, but if I blow that thing up, you'll notice real quick, look at the lines right here, the little blemishes that you get all the way down that side of the card on the Mosaic side. I mean, you can see a couple different lines, but you can clearly see that it extends all the way up the side of this, which I thought was pretty interesting because it's really hard to see with the naked eye. So I was amazed at how well it popped up on the scan. Now, another way I was able to see this was when I looked on the microscope. So I was just trying to confirm, what it was exactly that I was seeing. I went ahead and threw it underneath the microscope. Now, normally I would have the light on the microscope, but I was noticing that it wasn't as easy to see. So you can kind of see it right there on the we'll call it the silver portion of it. If I shine a black light on it, it really sticks out like a sore thumb. Not so much on the red under this type of scope. But then the second I get back into the silver, you can see it right there. It just pops out really, really bad. So I'm curious, what impact is that going to have from a centering grade perspective? Or not a centering grade, I'm sorry, from a surface grade perspective. I mean, clearly it's not normal. Clearly there's something going on there. I don't know if it's something that's happening during the coating process, but I've noticed this now on a couple different cards. So this was the first card that I noticed it on, and then actually I'm going to take you back over to a screen share, and another one that I found it on, same defect, but actually a little more aggressive. I have a Mac Jones True Base rookie card, green parallel, and you can kind of see it already here, but look, once I zoom in, look at all those little marks all the way up and down that side of the card. So you don't see it over in here or over in here even, but all the way up and down this side of the card you see these just weird little marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to send in the Owusu-Koramoah, because honestly, if it gets just completely destroyed on a surface grade perspective, I don't foresee any real value out of doing that. But what I am going to do is on my next order, I'm going to send in this Mac Jones green True Base. Let me see if I can get that to come on. There we go. So when I get it in the light, again, you really can't see. I mean, you can see it a little bit there. Now that you know it's there. But to see it when you're just looking at it under a light, it's really not as obvious as you would think it would be. So what I'm going to do on my next order is I'm going to actually send this particular card in. And I'm curious to see how CSG handles that from a surface grade perspective. Because to be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't know if that would be considered a print line. I don't know if it would be considered... come on, focus in. I don't know if it'd be considered some other kind of surface imperfection, but there's clearly something weird going on there. And like I said, it seems to me that I'm seeing it more frequently on these actually Mosaic versions of the Mosaic cards. I haven't noticed it like on the No Huddle or any of the other variations, but for some reason on this particular variation it seems to be popping up a lot. So I wanted to kind of share that with you as I was going through the pre-grading process today and found that. Maybe keep a lookout for it when you're getting your cards prepped to send in. And if you notice something similar to that, maybe hold off a second until I get mine back. And let's see how much of an impact this has on the surface grade, because I'm really curious. My gut tells me that it's just going to get obliterated because it is so significant. I mean, if I go back over to that screen share one more time, I mean, just look at how significant that is on the card. And it's clearly not supposed to be there. And it's clearly there all the way down the side of that card, which, I mean, I'll be upset, honestly, if it does destroy the grade, because it's, Mac Jones, so it's a decent value card. But I'm curious to see what impact it's going to have. So like I said, I just wanted to share that with you guys, tell you guys to keep a lookout for that. I will say it definitely shows up more on a scan than it does on, I don't know, under a normal light or under even the microscope. So it seems like the scan is probably the best way to notice it. Another thing I did notice when you're trying to look at it just by eye, if you have a loop, like what a lot of people use to pre-grade their cards, my particular loop has this, let's see if I can get that to focus there. You can see it has a UV, an off, and an LED. So if you use the UV section of it when you're kind of scanning over the surface of your card, it does make it pop out a little bit more when you're looking at it with your naked eye than it does when you're just looking at it under a normal light. So anyways, guys, I'll submit this card. We'll take a look, see what happens from a grading perspective, see what kind of surface grade this ends up getting. I mean, CSG's already got a reputation for being really tough on surface, so it'll be super interesting to see what this does to the grade. But like I said, if you've got any Mosaic versions, specifically the Mosaic ones, keep a lookout for it and maybe hold off on sending them in until we get a verdict back on what that's going to end up doing to the card, because I think it may end up having more of an impact than I thought, and it is pretty easy to miss. So I don't want to see a bunch of social media posts where people go, "Oh, I got killed on surface. It wasn't fair. It wasn't warranted." Maybe it was. Mosaic is kind of littered with these types of things. So I hope you enjoy that. Like I said, look forward to getting this card back and seeing what happened, and I'll make sure to share that with you guys when I do. So if you like the content, please make sure you subscribe, like the channel, and I will talk to you guys.